Yeah, and so I think you're already making some really important points for us, because I know there's so many leaders listening right now that have probably turned it, kind of looked the other way, because these are subtle things, right? They're showing up late from to work, or late for breaks, or they're on their phone too much during meetings. It's not easily measurable things, but it's all those subtle things that are so contagious in a negative way that you're really highlighting for us, that we, as leaders, we can't let that stand. It's going to cause issues.
That's right. And part of that self-awareness piece, or the just-in-time coaching, or the way you address this is, of course, you're only going to focus on the behavior, but not just that person's behavior, but the consequence of that person's behavior for the team. Yeah. So here, I am not picking on you because I don't particularly care for the way you do this or that. I am very concerned about the health of the work environment and your influence on the team, which right now is negative. And what are we going to do about that?
Yeah. Well, I like that. What are we going to do about that? Putting the ownership on them, too. I like that. Correct. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about our other friends. Those bullying friends. These folks, their motives might be a little bit different than our chronically uncivil. So
correct. So they're very, very different from chronically uncivil, although some characteristics may seem to commingle. So remember, now we're talking about 3 to 5% of your staff. So fortunately, this is the lowest proportion of disruptive behavior. And I say that because it's the most dangerous and it is the most destructive. Okay? So someone who is a bully really is targeting people in order to humiliate, abuse, undermine confidence, really, undermine that person's performance. And somehow it feeds their low self-esteem to try to destroy the self-esteem of another. So this is a category, to me, that bullies are indeed narcissists. And if you're in healthcare, I usually describe them as narcissists with a license. So one of the things that I have taught myself over the years, when this finally kind of resonated with me, the difference between chronic incivility, low self-esteem, and a bully, narcissism. Now we have to take a look at the characteristics of this personality disorder. So narcissism isn't psychosis. They're quite grounded in reality, but it is a true personality disorder. And if you look at the characteristics, narcissists believe that everything revolves around them. 2, narcissists believe that they are highly special, and you better think that they're special too. They demand privileges that they have not earned. And there's a couple of things about the narcissist or the bully that we have to really raise our awareness of. Number one is that they're usually highly skilled, highly intelligent. So when we talk about academic preparation, they're usually spot on. When we talk about skilled at what they do, they're usually spot on. And this becomes their stock in trade of how they become important to your department, even though they are terrorizing your state. So the doubt question that they like to put into leaders is, could you really do without me? I mean, you rely on me so much. What would this department be if it wasn't for me backing you up or doing the orientation? I'm so knowledgeable and skilled. I add such value. And they want to use that to leverage you looking the other way for their disruptive bullying behavior and the fact that they're targeting staff.
So, okay, this is a problematic bunch, because so they answer they do. We can check off the box. Are they performers? The answer is yes, but they're leaving dead bodies in the wake. So there's a significant trade-off. So if we follow the same kind of idea that you had before, where we provide them feedback, we'd let them know the impact that they're having. Are chronically uncivil, you said that might actually shock them. They're kind of unaware of that, and they're typically willing to hear it. How about this bunch? If we call them out on their behavior, are they willing to hear it, and will they acknowledge it, or are they going to try and spin that story?
So interestingly enough, it's a couple of key characteristics to answering that question. Number one, I don't usually meet ugly narcissists. It's inconsistent with the term. And I don't usually meet ugly bullies. They're usually somewhat pleasant looking, good looking. They have winning smiles and maybe engaging eyes, and they are charming. The piece that is to be wary of is that they have predator qualities.
Predator qualities. Yeah.
Predator qualities, meaning that they use their magnetism, their charm, their, relatively good looks, their personality to win you over. And then when you confront them with their disruptive behavior, they will promise you the sun, the moon, and the stars. And they will look you right in the eye and say, I never had a leader invest in me like you. Oh my God, thank you. And you will buy it.
Yeah.
All right. And if you are in the healthcare business, unfortunately, we're very susceptible to buying that because we're professional caregivers. So as soon as that narcissist looks into our eyes and says, thank you for caring so much about me becoming the best person I can, it hits our caring trigger. And now we feel like we've done a good thing. And the narcissist bully is playing you like a fiddle, telling you exactly what you want to hear, hitting all the caregiver notes, and then will probably show some remorse, although it being shallow. There'll be a period maybe of over-solicitation and helpfulness. Then there will be a period of what I call irritability. Other people on the unit will probably sense this one's going to do something again soon, and sure enough, there's another bullying episode.